Today, I'm going to discuss the gentrification at San Francisco Chinatown. Gentrification is a process of renovating and improving a house or district so that it conforms to middle-class taste. In contrast to how gentrification is discussed in the media, it is not an endpoint that happened or didn't, but rather a complex and multi-stage process. The gentrification currently happens at Chinatown will continue in the future. As one of the oldest ethnic enclaves in the U.S., San Francisco's Chinatown has been a major immigrant gateway, as well as a cultural, economic, and residential hub for the Bay Area's Chinese American and Asian American communities for over 150 years. Chinatown's current location, seen as the white areas, was established after the original neighborhood was destroyed in the 1906 earthquake and fire. At first, it remains a relatively small area of roughly 30-60 blocks. With the rapid growth of Chinese American population beginning in the 1960s, the Chinese American began establishing themselves beyond the boundaries of Chinatown and formed the Greater Chinatown, including the Polk Gulch neighborhood and the China North neighborhood. Greater Chinatown's population has included a large percentage of foreign-born, low-income Chinese American and Asian American families. Elderly residents have also consistently made up a significant share of the population. While the Asian population's influence remains present to varying degrees within all three neighborhoods, its overall number has decreased over time. Greater Chinatown is situated at the center of San Francisco's booming real estate market, with close proximity to financial districts, downtown civic center, and affluent neighborhoods such as Russian Hill. Due to its prime location, it has consistently endured pressures of development and speculation that have transformed surrounding areas and much of San Francisco. Today, Greater Chinatown is still primarily renter-occupied, with an estimated residential density of 85,000 people per square mile in the Chinatown core. Overcrowding and housing affordability remain pressing issues for the community. The dramatic rise in real estate values and the cost of living in surrounding neighborhoods have driven increasing rent gaps or disparities between what existing residents pay and the amount landlords could charge in the current market. These would all lead to residential displacement and gentrification. Though its density remains incredibly high, Chinatown's population decreased slightly since 1980, in contrast to a 21% increase in the overall San Francisco population, as shown in this table. These two figures depict these varying rates of change in concentration of Asian households across Greater Chinatown's census tracts. Though the concentration of Asian residents in the Chinatown neighborhoods varied greatly during the baseline year of 1890, all three areas reflected a broader trend of a declining share of Asian households in the following decades. By 2010, the share of Asian households dropped by 10% in both Chinatown North and Polk Gulch, alongside a 7% and 6% increase, respectively, in the share of the white households. Educational attainment among Chinatown residents also increased as the share of white households increased, as shown in these two figures. By 2013, 48% of the population aged 25 and older had a college degree or higher. Since the increase in educational attainment was concurrent with significant shifts in the population's racial and ethnic composition, this increase may signify new residents moving in, rather than existing residents achieving higher levels of education. Amidst increasing income stratification in Chinatown, low-income residents are very vulnerable to displacement. The extreme rise in percentages of rent and mortgage-burdened households between 2000 and 2009 to 2013, as shown in the figure, serves as an indicator of this. All these signs discussed above suggest a gentrification process in Greater Chinatown would continue in the future. If we want to keep this precious enclave alive, we should announce suitable housing policies and planning to keep the cultural diversity of San Francisco. Thanks for listening to my presentation.